Geeks and Gamers, Matt Lemke with True Gamer Goggles, and we're doing a brief game overview of Yashima, which is going to be a Kickstarter September, October-ish from GreenBrier Games.
Okay, so we're going over the character card of Akiko, and she's the Fire Sorceress character of Yashima. And what you're looking at here is, there are three major things. There's the karma, the hand size, and the speed. Each character will also have their name along with a special ability for that character. Now, the karma is what we put into the karma pool, is the spiritual energy that is expended to use your special powers and abilities from your tome of lore, from your what's been passed on to you from your history and your legacy. The hand is your hand size, the number of cards that you can have in your hand. And the speed is the speed of your character to move along the board. The keyword used here, exert, is actually a action where you take the top card of your battle deck and you discard it. So in this example, you are hurting yourself by one card with the exert to make all adjacent masters on your board gain the burn status. So you're hurting yourself to set everyone on fire. When we go to the restored side, what happens with restoration in the restored side is when a character hits 0 life, once your entire battle deck is expended, you go through a process of restoration, you come back. And when you come back in Yashima possessed by your kami, you come back bigger and stronger. Akiko comes back with more karma in her karma pool, a little bit higher hand limit, same speed, but she also has a much powerful special character ability, where she can take 2 actions versus a normal player's 1.
Now we're going to go to more gameplay.
Oh yeah. That where you want me to focus?
Oh, if you're
like if I'm looking at something, I'll move it.
Yeah,
to here.
that's great.
Okay.
Right now, I've got all the way out to the edge of the table.
Okay. Yeah, I can do this. Right here. Okay. So in this example, I'm looking at Akiko with the Phoenix Kami. So after you combine the cards, which is the only shuffling in the whole game that you'll do, you're bonding them together. This becomes your battle deck. The battle deck is your life, and it's also what you generate attacks and defense from. Akiko has a hand limit of 3, so I have 3 cards in my hand. And each battle card has different aspects to it. Battle card has karma, attack. Some have a defensive symbol indicating that it can be used as a defensive ability to block. Others only have the 2. And then there's dash is a keyword with an ability. It has the grid, which you can do things, which indicates which spots you can attack on the board. And basically the keywords on the different cards are all different based on what that card can do particularly. So in this example, if I were attacking here, and I would choose one where the grid lines up and I can actually attack, unlike I could rotate and make this card attack him as well, which this is an attack of 6 and this is only a 3, so that would probably be the best bet. So I'd be attacking Kenta with Feather Pyre. I'd announce my attack. And
attention Gen Con attendees, time is now 5:45. This gives you only 15 minutes today to wrap up your shopping and visit our wonderful exhibitors.
And in response to the attack, if my opponent has it, they could play a card with a shield to block it. Now, cards are played from hand freely. The only time you actually pay is in action chips or for tome abilities. Now, in action chips, it goes in the play round overview. You can do two things for pay. In every game, there are standard actions that are just added to the pool, and then each player also randomly decides an action to add to the pool. When it is my turn, I can take one of these to do that said action, move, or attack. It would rotate around with each player taking actions, and then when no actions are available in the pool, a new round begins. So, assuming I have an attack action to spend for this, I don't have to pay karma or do anything else to play the card, and my opponent doesn't need to play anything to play the defense. I would attack for 6. They would prevent 3 with the block of the card, and they would take 3 damage in the form of discarding cards from their battle deck. After that is done, the card that they use is a keyword in this card, it's not just common vernacular. Use means it goes under the battle deck.
Oh.
If it was lost, it would be discarded. Some cards, depending on their power, will be lost instead of used. The battle card that I attacked with will go under my battle deck. And then my action would be over. I also have a tome action every turn. The tome action can have different things I can do with it. I can focus, which is putting more spiritual energy into my karma pool. My pool of things that I can use to spend to play effects. I can turn pages in my tome book and go further into my tome where additional powers and abilities are available. Or I can pay to play an effect. So I can only do one of those things. I cannot turn my book and then play this ability. I have to wait until my next turn. So I would turn, if I wanted to turn the book, and assuming that I already have this warrior on fire, on my turn, I could spend 7 karma from my karma pool, putting it under my deck, to do Fire Whip to deal him 4 damage. I could do that, he would have to discard 4 cards. That cannot be blocked. So the tome abilities are not an attack, they are special spiritual powers that are affecting combat. They're the kami's influence on the battle. Whereas what I'm doing from my hand are physical damaging moves, and sometimes they're themed in the kami's powers, but they're attacks that go directly against them that they can block. So basically, in continuation of it, with the 4 damage dealt by the Fire Whip and the 7 that was blocked with the 3, I would have dealt a total of 8 damage to the character on my turn. And then I would pass my turn and it would go clockwise to the next person. And then they would have a tome action and an attack action at their disposal to play. And play would continue throughout the combat.
Until somebody is dead.
Until someone is in a 2-player game, yes. Until one person has no cards left in there.
Yeah, this game's not for 2 people, I don't think. It's for like multiplayers. Like 12. Because then you get all these restored bodies running around doing psychotic killing things. Like right out of Jackie Chan.
Yeah, well, when they're restored, you start seeing. A good thing to know is that friendly fire is definitely in this game. There are many abilities. One is Red Nova once you get to the very end of the tome, where all masters on your board, the board that you occupy, take 6 damage, and they are set on fire. So, including you.
So it gets a lot more interesting.
Yes, things get the abilities get very interesting.
My take from talking to you is this game was designed with multiplayer at the front of your mind,
Absolutely.
and two-player kind of there.
Well, when we wanted to have a game that within a short period of time, like a 45-minute to an hour block, you could have a two-player game. We also wanted a game where 4 people could sit down and no one is eliminated and left out in 15 minutes, where now I'm sitting here for the next 45 watching everyone else play the game.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
And that's excellent. It's glad that you found the restored mechanic. That's the word.
Yeah, and so basically we also wanted to look at opportunity where, I can do a tournament on this game. I can have people have single elimination round, and then out of nowhere I could throw that you have to be on teams now and you have to fight each other in a tournament against people that you have no idea how they play, who they are.
I like it.
And have a prep. But yeah, they're also like friendly fire as far as it's all grid based, so these, if you have a guy here and someone else on the team is there, it would be hitting both of these characters with a 6 damage attack.
Ouch.
So you can get some severely damaging turns going, but at the same time you have a balance system in place where you have people able to block, you have people able to heal life back, and it's all a death. And even if you do get knocked down in a multiplayer game, you're coming back with more fury and
yeah. Thanks, Tony.
Hey, I appreciate
It's been a
it.
blast. I look forward to the Kickstarter.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, I know Jeff at GreenBrier would be more than happy to answer.
Thank you. We'll come back here and say thank you.